Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Maths by Samit Deshmukh. So in the last video we have seen some methods to find out inverse of a matrix. Inverse of a matrix by which? Inverse of a matrix by adjoint method, row transformation and column transformation. Even we have completed question number 5 in which we have seen we have solved 4 examples applying adjoint method. Now we are starting question number 6. In this question number 6, we have to find out inverse of a matrix by transformation. Transformation means by either row transformation or by column transformation. How to find out inverse by row and column, that part also we have discussed in the last period, but now we are applying that method while solving the example. So if you are new on my channel, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to get the notification of every newly uploaded videos. So let us begin with the first example. In this question, 4 matrices are given to us. 2 matrices are of order 2 by 2 and 2 matrices are of order 3 by 3. Is it clear? तो हम क्या करेंगे, 2 by 2 में से एक रो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन से सॉल्व करेंगे, एक कॉलम से, और 3 by 3 के जो 2 मैट्रिसेस है उसमें भी एक रो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन से करेंगे और एक कॉलम ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन से करेंगे, सो दैट द आइडिया अबाउट रो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आल्सो एंड कॉलम ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन विल गेट वेरी क्लियर टू यू. Now we are finding inverse of this matrix by row transformation. In case of row transformation, we have to use the condition that A into A inverse will be equals to what? Identity matrix. A into A inverse is equals to what? Identity. Now this condition we are applying in case of row transformation, and in case of column transformation, which condition we are applying? A inverse into A is equals to I. रो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन में यही कंडीशन आपको अप्लाई करनी है, क्योंकि रो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन में ये जो पोस्ट फैक्टर होता है, whenever we are taking multiplication of 2 matrices, first matrix is called as prefactor and second matrix is called as what? Post factor. तो पोस्ट फैक्टर कांस्टेंट होता है, यानी हम जो भी ऑपरेशंस करेंगे हमारे एलिमेंट्री ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के, दैट ऑपरेशंस आर एप्लीकेबल ऑन विच मैट्रिक्स? ए. ये किस पे अप्लाई होंगे? ए पे और आई पे. Getting it? So first write down the equation, then substitute the value. What is the element of matrix A? It is given to us 1 2 2 minus 1 into A inverse, keep it as it is equal to I 1 0 0 1. Now what is our aim here? To convert this first matrix A into identity. अगर ये matrix identity हो जाता है तो identity into A inverse क्या मिलेगा हमें? A inverse. If we are able to convert this matrix into identity, then identity into A inverse will be A inverse. Means on this side we will get A inverse, which is our required value. और इस साइड में जो ऑपरेशन हम फर्स्ट मैट्रिक्स पे करने वाले वही ऑपरेशन हम ये साइड पे भी परफॉर्म करेंगे, तो ये मैट्रिक्स के भी एलिमेंट डेफिनेटली चेंज हो जाएंगे. सो व्हाट एवर मे बी द न्यू मैट्रिक्स, जो हमें ये साइड में नया मैट्रिक्स मिलने वाला है, दैट इज नथिंग बट द वैल्यू ऑफ व्हाट? ए इनवर्स, बिकॉज ऑन दिस साइड आइडेंटिटी इनटू ए इनवर्स विल बिकम व्हाट? ए इनवर्स. So the method is very clear to you. Now our aim is to convert this matrix into identity. Identity matrix के element क्या है? 1 0 0 1. So to get this element, we have seen some step. Again let us revise the step. यहाँ पे सबसे पहले हमें 1 चाहिए. This is first step. यहाँ पे बाद में 0 चाहिए. These are the method in case of row transformation. Another methods are there for columns transformation. Means steps are varying here. These steps we are following in case of what? Row transformation. Then third step is to get 1 here and lastly get 0 here. So these steps we have to follow in case of row transformation. So let us try to get 1 here. Already 1 is given here, so we does not have to take efforts to get 1. So first step is already completed. Now to get 0, so means here we will require 0, and this is the element of which row? Second row. Means our operation is on second row. So second row means operation is on R2. Now observe क्या element है यहाँ पे? 2. 2 को 0 में कन्वर्ट करना है तो 2 में से 2 ही सब्ट्रैक्ट करना पड़ेगा तभी 0 होगा, तो हमें यहाँ पे सब्सट्रैक्शन लेना है. Whenever we are taking addition or subtraction, so at that time we have to use corresponding element of other row. As it stand our operation is on second row. हमारा ऑपरेशन सेकेंड रो पे है, तो करस्पॉन्डिंग एलिमेंट दूसरे रो का लेना है. इसका मतलब दूसरा एक ही रो बचा है R1. चलो R1 को कौन से नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो 2 मिलना चाहिए, बिकॉज फ्रॉम दिस 2 वी हैव टू सबट्रैक्ट 2। तो यहाँ पे कौन सा एलिमेंट है 1, 1 को अगर 2 से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे सो वी विल गेट 2, मीन्स R2 माइनस 2R1, सो R2 इज व्हाट 2, और यहाँ पे अगर 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो व्हाट विल गेट 2, 2 minus 2 will become what 0. So let us perform this operation on the element of R2. On this side A inverse, keep it as it is. Now our operation is on R2, so keep the element of R1 as it is, 1 2 1 0. We are not disturbing to R1. Now perform this operation on element of R2. Observe the element of R2. So our operation is on R2, but we are using corresponding element of what R1, and we are multiplying to R1 by what -2. चलो R1 को -2 से मल्टीप्लाई करते, so multiply by -2, so 1 into -2 is -2, -2 plus 2 will become 0, multiply by -2, what will get -4, -4 minus 1 will become -5, multiply by -2, -2 into 1 is -2, -2 plus 0 will be -2, -2 into 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 will be equals to what 1. So in this way we have got here our required element 0. Once here we will get 0, then third step is to get 1 here. तो यहाँ पे हमें 1 चाहिए, और हमारे पास एलिमेंट्री ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के कितने ऑपरेशन है, 3 ऑपरेशन. आवर second operation says that we are able to multiply to the element of a row by any non-zero real number, means non-zero scalar. हम रो के एलिमेंट को या कॉलम के एलिमेंट को कौन से भी non-zero नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई कर सकते हैं. So here multiply, or we can say that divided. So here we are dividing to the element of R2. R2 by what? -5. We are dividing by -5, means in short we are multiplying by -1 by 5. Getting it? So let us perform this operation on element of R2. Let us see what we'll get here. As this stand our operation is on R2, so keep the element of R1 as it is. Keep the element R1 के element as it is रखो, क्योंकि हमारा ऑपरेशन कौन से रो पे है, सेकेंड रो पे, एंड वी आर डिवाइडिंग टू द एलिमेंट ऑफ सेकेंड रो बाय -5. व्हाट विल गेट हियर, 0 डिवाइडेड बाय -5, 0. Then -5 divided by -5 will be equal to 1. On that side also perform the same operation. -2 divided by -5 will be equals to 2 by 5, because minus minus will get cancelled, and 1 divided by -5 will be -1 by 5. Okay, means our third step is also completed. Now only the remaining part is to get 0 here. So let us perform the operation on R1, because we will require 0 here. यहाँ पे 0 चाहिए, तो ये एलिमेंट कौन से रो का है, फर्स्ट रो, मीन्स आवर ऑपरेशन इज ऑन एलिमेंट ऑफ फर्स्ट रो. व्हाट इज द एलिमेंट ऑफ फर्स्ट रो हियर, 2. 2 में से क्या सब्ट्रैक्ट करना पड़ेगा, 2 ही सब्ट्रैक्ट करना पड़ेगा टू गेट व्हाट 0. सो आवर ऑपरेशन इज ऑन R1. वी हैव टू यूज द करस्पॉन्डिंग एलिमेंट ऑफ R2. R1 में 2 है, तो यहाँ पे 2 आना चाहिए, तो R2 को हमें 2 से ही मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा, एंड वी हैव टू टेक व्हाट सब्ट्रैक्शन, सो दैट 2 minus 2 will become what 0. Let us perform this operation on element of R1. Since the operation is on element of R1, so keep the element of R2 as it is. On this side 2 by 5, -1 by 5, keep it as it is, isn't it? So now our operation is on R1. R1 minus 2R2 means we are multiplying to R2 by what, -2, and add that number in R1. Multiply by -2, 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. Multiply by -2 plus 2 will become 0. Multiply by -2. What will get if I am multiplying here by -2? -4 by 5, isn't it? Multiply by -2 plus 1. So will be equals to 5 minus 4 means will be equal to 1 by 5. Now multiply here by minus, we are multiplying to R2 by -2. So multiply by -2, so here we'll get minus into minus is plus, and 2 into 1 by 5 is 2 by 5. 2 by 5 plus 0 will be 2 by 5. You are able to perform these operations orally also if you will have a command on calculation part, or complete the calculation part in rough side, isn't it? Now we have converted this matrix into identity. ये मैट्रिक्स अगर आइडेंटिटी हो जाता है तो आइडेंटिटी से किसी भी मैट्रिक्स को मल्टीप्लाई किया तो वही मैट्रिक्स मिलने वाला है. मीन्स आइडेंटिटी इंटू ए इनवर्स इज ए इनवर्स, आइडेंटिटी इंटू बी मैट्रिक्स इज बी मैट्रिक्स. गेटिंग इट? सो आइडेंटिटी इंटू ए इनवर्स विल बी इक्वल टू व्हाट, ए इनवर्स. On this side, if you will observe all the elements very carefully, so denominator of all the elements are same. So if you are taking 1 by 5 common here, so remaining number is here 1, 2, 2, minus 1. And whatever may be the new matrix we have got on this side will be the value of required inverse of the given matrix. So this is the method to find out inverse of a matrix using which method? Row transformation. So as we have solved the first example using row transformation, so let us try to find out inverse of this matrix applying column transformation. Already what we have seen, in case of row transformation use which condition? A into A inverse is equal to identity. Column transformation में कौन सी condition utilize करनी है? A inverse into A is equals to identity matrix. Means A inverse should be what? Prefactor. Because in case of column transformation, prefactor remains what? Constant. So keep this A inverse as it is. Substitute the value of A. What are the element of matrix A? 2, minus 3, minus 1, 2. On this side, identity matrix, replace I by identity matrix, and we know that its element are 1, 0, 0, 1. Now what is our aim? Using column transformation, means operations are on what? Column. So we have to convert this matrix into identity. So already now we have discussed identity into A inverse will get what? A inverse. ये साइड में हमें A inverse मिलेगा अगर ये मैट्रिक्स आइडेंटिटी हो जाता है तो, और ये साइड में जो नया मैट्रिक्स मिलेगा वो हमारा A inverse का वैल्यू होगा. So let us try to convert this matrix into identity matrix. Which are the element of identity matrix? 1, 0, 0, 1. So as we are solving this example using column transformation, so try to understand steps in case of columns transformation. This will be the first step. This will be our second step, this will be the third step, and this will be what? Fourth step. In this way we have to convert this matrix into identity matrix. Okay, so here we will require what? 1. Sorry, yes, here we will require 1. As this stand यहाँ पे 4 है, sorry 2 है, और हमें करस्पॉन्डिंग एलिमेंट किसका यूज करना है? करस्पॉन्डिंग एलिमेंट C2 का, क्योंकि ऑपरेशंस हमारे कॉलम्स पे है अभी. सो मीन्स वी विल रिक्वायर्ड 1 हियर. तो हम क्या करते हैं, यहाँ पे ये दोनों एलिमेंट अच्छी तरीके से ऑब्जर्व किए. सो हियर 2 इज देयर, एज हियर व्हाट? माइनस 3. अगर इसे 4 को 4 में कन्वर्ट किया हमने, इफ वी आर एबल टू कन्वर्ट दिस एलिमेंट इनटू 4, एंड इफ वी आर टेकिंग एडिशन इट विथ C2, मीन्स 4 माइनस 3 विल बिकम व्हाट? 1. तो यहाँ पे 4 लाना है तो हमें C1 को 2 से मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. सो दिस इज आवर फर्स्ट सेकेंड ऑपरेशन, मल्टीप्लाइंग टू एलिमेंट ऑफ एनी रो और एनी कॉलम बाय नॉन जीरो स्केलर. So we are multiplying to C1 by what? 2, and we are taking its addition with C2. तो यहाँ पे 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो 4 आएगा, और 4 की एडिशन -3 के साथ ले ली तो 4 minus 3 will become what? 1, and we are getting our first required element. So let us perform this operation on the element of what? C1. So multiply by 2. So here we will get 4, 4 minus 3 will be 1. Again multiply by 2, we will get minus 2, minus 2 plus 2 will become what? 0. So keep the element of second column as it is. Perform the same operation on C1 on this side also. Multiply to C1 by 2 and take its addition with C2. Multiply by 2, 1 into 2 is 2, 2 plus 0 is 2. Multiply by 2, 2 into 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 will be 1. Keep the element of C2 as it is, isn't it? So here we have got our required element, first required element 1. तो बाद में हमें यहाँ पे क्या चाहिए? 0 चाहिए. So we will require 0 here, and this is the element of what? Second column. Means our operation is on the element of second column, and if you'll observe the element of second column here, -3 is there, isn't it? And we have to add +3 to convert it into 0. तो यहाँ पे C2 पे ऑपरेशन है तो हमें करस्पॉन्डिंग एलिमेंट C1 का यूटिलाइज करना पड़ेगा, और यहाँ पे +3 लाने के लिए 3 से मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा, और ये दोनों की क्या करनी पड़ेगी? एडिशन, isn't it? Now here we can observe that if we are multiplying to C1 by 3, यहाँ 3 से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो 3 आएगा, और 3 की एडिशन C2 के साथ ले ली, so 3 minus 3 will become what? 0. So let us perform this operation on the element of second column. So A inverse, keep it as it is. So our first operation, our operation is on C2, so keep the element of C1 as it is. On this side also keep the element of C1 as it is, because our operation is on C2. So observe the element of C2. We are using corresponding element of C1, and we are multiplying to C1 by what? 3. Multiply to C1 by 3. So 3 multiply by 3, 3 minus 3 will become 0. Multiply by 3, 0. 0 plus 2 will be equals to 2. Multiply by 3, what we will get? 6. 6 plus 0 will be equal to 6. Multiply by 3, so 3 into 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 will be equal to what? 4. In this way, we have performed this operation on the element of second column. To get 1 here, we are dividing to the element of second column by 2. So C2 divided by 2. This is our second operation of elementary transformation, multiplying or dividing to the element of column by non-zero real number. So we are dividing to C2 by 0. So let us see what we'll get here. So keep the element of C1 as it is. We are dividing by 2. So here we'll get 0, here we'll get 1. Perform the same operation on this side. Keep the element of C1 as it is because there is no operation on C1, and we are dividing to the element of C2 by 2. So divided by 2, what will get? 3. Divided by 2, what will get? 2 here. So we have converted this matrix into identity. Already fourth step is what? 0, but already we have got 0 here. So now A inverse into identity will be equal to A inverse, and on this side what will get? 2, 3, 1, 2, and this is the required value of A inverse. In this way, applying column transformation, we have seen how to find out inverse of a matrix. Now let us try to solve the example number 3rd. In this case, one matrix of order 3 by 3 is given to us, and we are trying to find out inverse of this matrix applying row transformation method. So already we have seen that in case of row transformation method, which condition we are applying? A into A inverse is equal to identity matrix. Substitute the matrix A, and on this side write down identity matrix. Now to find out inverse of a matrix, we know that we have to convert this matrix into identity using row transformation. To convert it into identity means element of this matrix should be what? 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1, isn't it? And we have already seen we have to follow some step to convert this matrix into identity matrix. This is our first step, means element of first column should be 1 0 0, isn't it? Now we are trying to convert element of first column into 1 0 0. Now here we can observe that what is the element of first row and first column? 0, but which is our required element? 1. हमें 1 चाहिए. So we have 3 elementary transformation operation to convert that element into what? 1. And here we can observe that in the second row 1 is there, isn't it? So if we are interchanging element of first row and second row, we will get what? 1 here. Otherwise, if we are adding first and second row, so 0 plus 1 will become what? 1. But we are giving priority to perform first operation, interchange the element of 2 rows and what? 2 column. ऐसा क्यों करना है? क्योंकि हमें यहाँ पे 1 चाहिए, और अगर हम रो इंटरचेंज कर रहे हैं, if we are interchanging the row, तो ये 1 नीचे आ जाएंगे और ये 1 ऊपर चले जाएंगे, and we will get this element also, isn't it? So that's why we are giving priority to interchange the element of first row and first column. Sorry, first row and second row. So here if we are interchanging or if we are performing this operation, let us see what we will get here. So let us interchange the element of first row and first column. So here first row and first row and second row. So here we will get 1 2 3, and element of second row are 0 1 2. Keep the element of third row as it is. Perform the same operation on this side, 0 1 0, keep it as it is, and here we'll get 1 0 0. Keep 0 0 1 as it is, isn't it? In this way, simply we are interchanging the element of 2 rows. Now here we will require 0, which is already we have got here, and here we will require what? 0, means we have to convert this element into 0 to complete our first step. Here we can observe that this is the element of third row, so means R3, means our operation should be on R3, and from this 3 we have to subtract 3, isn't it? And whenever we are adding or subtracting to the element of a row, at that time, according to our third operation of elementary transformation, we have to use the corresponding element of any other row. So here remaining 2 rows are what? R1 and R2. अब यहाँ पे 0 है, तो 0 को किसी भी नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो 0 ही आने वाला है. So we are not able to use the corresponding element of R2. So means we have to use the corresponding element of what? R1. And to get 3, we have to multiply to R1 by 3. So now here 3 is there, and if I am multiplying here by 3, here also we will get 3, and 3 minus 3 means we have to take subtraction to convert this element into 0. So our operation is on R3, so keep element of R1 and R2 as it is 0, 1, 2. On this side also keep the element of R1 and R2 as it is, that is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. Now perform this operation on R3. Whenever we are performing operation on R3, observe that we are using corresponding element of what? R1, and we are multiplying to R1 by what? Minus 3. So multiply to R1 by minus 3. Minus 3 plus 3 will become 0. तो ये आप ओरल कैलकुलेशन कर सकते हैं. चलो माइनस 3 से मल्टीप्लाई करो. माइनस 3 इंटू 2 इज माइनस 6. माइनस 6 प्लस 1 इज माइनस 5. मल्टीप्लाई बाय माइनस 3, हियर विल गेट माइनस 9. माइनस 9 प्लस 1 विल बी इक्वल टू माइनस 8. परफॉर्म द सेम ऑपरेशन ऑन दिस साइड. अगर 0 है तो यहाँ पे चेंज नहीं होगा. मल्टीप्लाई बाय माइनस 3. सो माइनस 3 इंटू 1 इज माइनस 3. माइनस 3 प्लस 0 is minus 3. Multiply to 0. If we are multiplying to 0 by minus 3, we will get 0 and 0 plus 1 will be 1. तो आपको यही ध्यान में रखना है कि अगर हम R1 का corresponding element यूज कर रहे हैं और R1 में अगर 0 है तो R3 में कुछ भी चेंज नहीं होने वाला. Isn't it? At that time, we does not have to waste the time in performing the operation. If 0 appears, don't change this element. यहाँ पे भी 0 था तो ये element change नहीं होने वाला. Getting it? Now our first step is completed. Now observe the second step. Which elements? This is our second step. So 1 0 0 1 हमें चाहिए. Already 1 तो है यहाँ पे. So using this one we are able to convert this element into 0. To convert that element into 0, our operation should be on R3. What is the element of R3? Minus 5. To convert it into 0, so we have to add 5 in it. And whenever we are taking addition and subtraction, we have to take the corresponding element of any other row. But remember that अगर first step complete हो जाता है तो ये element को 0 में convert करने के लिए don't make the use of what? R1. जब तक ये 4 element नहीं मिलते R1 का utilize कहीं पे भी नहीं करना है, यानी R1 का corresponding element use नहीं करना है. अगर आप R1 का corresponding element use करेंगे तो ये जो element है जो हमने efforts लेके हमें मिले हैं ये भी क्या हो जाएंगे? डिस्टर्ब हो जाएंगे. बिकॉज हियर इन R1 1 इज देयर एंड दिस 1 विल डेफिनेटली इफेक्ट ऑन दिस एलिमेंट. तो जो कुछ भी करना है आपको R2 और R3 के बीच में ही करना है. So our operation is on R3. We are using corresponding element of R2. What is here a corresponding element? Minus 5. Sorry, 1. If we are multiplying to it by 5, we will get 5. So 5 minus 5 will become 0, means we have to take the addition. So this operation we are performing to convert this element into 0. So here keep this matrix as it is, means our operation is on third row. So keep the element of first row and second row as it is. So on this side also keep the element of first and second row as it is 0, 1, 0, 1 0 0. Now our operation is on what? R3 and we are using corresponding element of R2 and we are multiplying to R2 by what? 5. चलो R2 को 5 से मल्टीप्लाई करो. यहाँ पे 0 है तो यहाँ पे कुछ भी चेंज नहीं होने वाला. So multiply by 5. 1 into 5 is 5. 5 minus 5 will become 0. तो ये तो ऑपरेशन हमने इसीलिए किया था कि यहाँ पे 0 आना चाहिए. So multiply here by 5. 5 2s are 10. 10 minus 8 will be equals to 2. Again multiply here by 5. 5 1s are 5. 5 plus 0 is 5. Again here both elements are 0, so element of R3 does not changes. Minus 3 1. Keep it as it is, isn't it? Now once we have got here 0, now we are dividing to the element of R3 by what? 2. To convert this element into 1. So we are dividing to R3 by what? 2. So that here 2 upon 2 will become what? 1. This is our second operation of elementary transformation. Multiply or divided to the element of row by non-zero real number. Isn't it? पैरेलली ये एलिमेंट भी हम 0 कर सकते हैं, इसलिए हमारा ऑपरेशन R2 पे होना चाहिए. R2 minus R3 means 2 minus 2. Isn't it? So let us perform this operation on R2 and R3. So here there is no operation on R1, so keep element of R1 as it is. Element of R1, keep it as it is. What are the element R1? 1 2 3 and on this side 0 1 0. First perform this operation on R2. R2 minus R3. 0 minus 0 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1 and 2 minus 2 will be equal to 0. On this side also R2 minus R3 means 1 minus 5 is minus 4. 0 0 minus minus means plus 3, and 0 minus 1 will be equal to minus 1. We have performed this operation on the element of what? R2. Now we are dividing to the element of R3 by 2. So let us divide to the element of R3 by 2. Here we will get 0, here we will get 0. 2 upon 2 will be equal to 1. 5 upon 2 will be equal to 5 upon 2. Here we will get minus 3 upon 2, and here we will get 1 by 2. Just simply we are dividing to the element of R3 by 2. Now here second step is completed. Now first let us try to complete this element into 0, means our operation should be on what? R1. And what is the element of R1? 3. So here 3 minus 3 means we are using corresponding element of R3, and we have to get 3 here, we have to multiply to R3 by 3, and we have to take what? Subtraction, isn't it? और R1 पे एक ही स्टेप में दो ऑपरेशन नहीं हो सकते. R1 पे एक स्टेप में एक ही ऑपरेशन करना है, नहीं तो आप इसका इस्तेमाल करके ये भी जीरो करने की कोशिश करें. Don't do two operation on one row at a time, and it is not possible also. So here our operation is on what? R1. So keep the element of R2 and R3 as it is. So on this side also keep the element of R2, minus 4, 3, minus 1, 5 by 2, minus 3 by 2, and 1 by 2 as it is. Now we are multiplying to R3 by minus 3. And take its addition with R1. तो यहाँ पे 0 0 है, तो ये दो एलिमेंट तो चेंज नहीं होने वाले. So we are multiplying here by minus 3. Minus 3 plus 3 will become 0. But on this side, perform this calculation very carefully, because we are using corresponding element of R3, and here we can observe that the element of R3 are in fraction. In such cases, calculation part becomes little bit difficult. Not difficult, but you have to perform it very carefully. Otherwise थोड़ा भी कैलकुलेशन में गलत हो गया तो हमारा आंसर गलत आ जाता है. और फ्रैक्शन के वक्त स्पेशली हमें कैलकुलेशन थोड़े केयरफुली करने पड़ते हैं. और अभी आप जब खुद प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, सो यू विल कम टू नो दैट यू विल रिक्वायर्ड सपोज दैट 10 to 15 मिनट, माइट बी पॉसिबल मोर देन 15 मिनट टू सॉल्व फर्स्ट एग्जाम्पल. लेकिन अगर आप 5 एग्जाम्पल सॉल्व करते हो रो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन से या कॉलम ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन से, लेटर ऑन you will require hardly 5 minutes to find out inverse of a matrix, and accuracy also get increase. लेकिन आपको कम से कम 5 एग्जाम्पल तो भी सॉल्व करके देखने पड़ेंगे, तब जाके आपकी कमांड आएंगी और कैलकुलेशन में भी आपको समझ में आएंगे कि हाउ टू परफॉर्म द कैलकुलेशन केयरफुली. ओके, सो वेल, now R1, which is the element of R1? 0, and we are multiplying to R3 by minus 3. Multiply by minus 3, what will get? Minus 15 upon 2, and 0 plus minus 15 upon 2 is minus 15 upon 2. Now R1 is what? 1, and we are multiplying to R3 by minus 3. Multiply by minus 3, minus into minus will become plus, and 3 into 3 by 2 will be equal to 9 by 2, isn't it? So here 2 into 1 is 2, and 2 plus 9 will be 11. So here we will get 11 by 2. Lastly, we are multiplying to R3 by minus 3. Multiply by minus 3. What we will get here? Minus 3 by 2 plus 0 will be minus 3 by 2. After that, if we are able to convert these 2 into 0, this matrix will become what? Identity matrix, and that is our aim, to convert this matrix into what? Identity matrix. Now, to convert this matrix into identity, we have to convert this 2 into 0, which is the element of R1. So we are performing our operation on R1. What is the element of R1? 2. 2 में से 2 subtract करना पड़ेगा, तो यहाँ पे हम easily 2 ला सकते हैं. So we are using corresponding element of R2, and we have to multiply to R2 by what? 2, because 1 is there. If we are multiplying by 2, we will get 2, and 2 minus 2 will become what? 0. So this will be our operation. Here we have to take the subtraction. So on this side, keep this matrix as it is. Since our operation is on R1, keep the element of R2 and R3 as it is. 0 1 0 0 0 1. On this side minus 4, 3, minus 1, 5 by 2, -3 by 2 and 1 by 2, keep it as it is. Now we are performing our operation on what? R1. Perform this operation very carefully because in R1 already fractions are there, isn't it? And at that time we are using corresponding element of R2 and we are multiplying to R2 by what? -2. चलो यहाँ पे -2 से मल्टीप्लाई करो. R1 में कौन है? -15 by 2. And if I am multiplying to R2 by -2, minus into minus will become plus and 2 4s are 8. So what we'll get here? 2 into 8 is 16. 16 minus 15 is 1. 1 by 2. Isn't it? So here we have got 1 by 2. Now our operation is on R1. Here element of R1 is 11 by 2 and we are multiplying to R2 by -2. Multiply by -2. -2 into 3 is -6. And here we will get 6 into 2 is 12. 11 minus 12 is -1. -1 by 2. Lastly, perform again the operation on R1, that is element of R1 is -3 and we are using corresponding element of R2 and multiply to R2 by -2. Multiply by -2, here we will get +2. 2 2s are 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 by 2. So now we have converted and same operation we are performing on this side also and this operation we have perform to convert this element into 0. So this matrix will become identity and what will get? Identity into A inverse will be equal to A inverse, and on this side whatever the new matrices we have got will be our required value, means our required value means inverse of the given matrix. Let us try to write down this matrix into simplest form. Now identity into A inverse will be equals to A inverse is equals to, if you will observe the elements are in the fractions, and to avoid this fraction observe the denominator of the fraction, that is 2. So if I am dividing by 2, we can multiply by 2. So isn't it? As we are dividing by 2, so multiply to each element by 2. If I am multiplying by 2, 2 will get cancelled. In the first row we are getting 1 minus 1, 1. Isn't it? And if I am multiplying to second row by 2, here we will get -8, 6 and -2. If I am multiplying to R3 by 2, 2 will get cancelled and what we will get? 5 minus 3 and 1. Hope you have got it. We are multiplying 2 by 2 to all the element, that's why we are dividing by 2. In this way we have got the inverse of this matrix using row transformation. Now last example from this exercise and from this question we are solving applying column transformation. Now we are finding inverse of this matrix by column transformation. In such case, which condition we are applying? A inverse into A is equals to I. So A inverse, keep it as it is. A, write down the matrix A and identity matrix. Now to find out inverse, we have to convert this matrix into identity matrix. So element of identity matrix are 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. In case of column transformation, observe the steps here. This is our first required step, means our element of first row should be 1 0 0. तो यहाँ पे 1 0 0 लाना है, ये हमारी फर्स्ट स्टेप है. गेटिंग इट? तो सबसे पहले हम क्या प्रायोरिटी देते हैं? यहाँ पे 1 लाने की कोशिश करेंगे. So as it stand here, what 2 is there, isn't it? Now if we are interchanging the element of these two कॉलम्स एंड तो यहाँ पे -1 आएगा, तो यहाँ पे पहले हम क्या करेंगे? C3 को -1 से मल्टीप्लाई कर लेते. सो व्हाट विल गेट? -1 into 1, -1 into -1 will become what? +1. And parallelly we are performing our first operation, that interchange the element of C1 and what? C3. Getting it? So A inverse, keep it as it is. So here two operations we are performing parallelly. ये हो गया हमारा second operation, multiplying to the element of a column by non-zero real number, and parallelly we are performing which operation? Interchange the element of C1 and what? C3. चलो C3 को माइनस से मल्टीप्लाई करो और ये एलिमेंट कहाँ पे शिफ्ट करने हैं आपको? C1 में. So here we'll get 1 0 and -3. We are multiplying to C3 by minus and we are shifting this element into C1. There is no operation on C2, so keep the element of C2 as it is. और ये एलिमेंट कहाँ पे शिफ्ट करने हैं आपको? C3 में. So what we'll get here? 2 5 0. Perform the same operation on this side. Multiply to the element of C3 by -1 and shift into C1. So here we'll get 0 0 -1. There is no operation on C2, so keep element of C2 as it is. और ये एलिमेंट C3 में शिफ्ट हो जाएंगे 1 0 0 because we are interchanging the element of two column. Getting it? So here we have got 1. 1, फिर 0 चाहिए, 0 ऑलरेडी है यहाँ पे, तो यहाँ पे 0 चाहिए, यहाँ पे 0 चाहिए बोले तो हमारा ऑपरेशन C3 पे होगा, कॉलम नंबर 3rd। एंड व्हाट इज द एलिमेंट ऑफ C3? 2। 2 में से क्या सब्ट्रैक्ट करना पड़ेगा? 2 टू गेट 0 देयर। एंड व्हेनेवर वी आर एडिंग और सब्ट्रैक्टिंग वी हैव टू यूज द करस्पॉन्डिंग एलिमेंट ऑफ अदर कॉलम। तो C2 का तो इस्तेमाल नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि यहाँ पे किसी भी नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो 2 नहीं ला सकते हम, तो C1 का ही इस्तेमाल करना पड़ेगा। C1 को 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो यहाँ पे 2 मिलेगा और 2 minus 2 will become 0, means we have to take the subtraction. Let us perform this operation very carefully on C3. So A inverse, keep it as it is. Since our operation is on the element of C3, so keep element of C1 and C2 as it is. So this operation specially we have performed to convert this element into 0. चलो यहाँ पे हमारा ऑपरेशन C3 पे करस्पॉन्डिंग एलिमेंट C1 का यूटिलाइज किया और C1 को -2 से मल्टीप्लाई करना है। 0 है तो यहाँ पे कुछ भी चेंज नहीं होगा। चलो मल्टीप्लाई बाय -2, व्हाट विल गेट? 6, and 6 plus 0 will be equal to 6. Perform the same operation on this side on C3. Since operation is on C3, keep C1 and C2 as it is. So our operation is on C3 and we are using corresponding element of C2 and multiply to C2 by what? -2. तो यहाँ पे 0 होने की वजह से यहाँ पे तो कुछ भी चेंज नहीं होगा। चलो यहाँ पे -2 से मल्टीप्लाई करो, -2 into -1 is +2, +2 plus 0 will be equal to +2. Now our first step is completed. What is second step? Second step is to get these element 1 0 0 1. तो यहाँ पे 1 ऑलरेडी है, यहाँ पे 0 चाहिए और यहाँ पे 0 चाहिए और यहाँ पे 1 चाहिए हमें। Getting it? So first we will try to convert this element into 0. So to convert this element into 0, our operation is on what? C3. C3। अभी C1 का इस्तेमाल मत करो क्योंकि C1 में 1 है और 1 ये दोनों को क्या कर सकता है? डिस्टर्ब कर सकता है। इसका मतलब C1 का यूटिलाइज नहीं करना है, मीन्स यू हैव टू नॉट यूज द करस्पॉन्डिंग एलिमेंट ऑफ C1। व्हाटएवर मे बी द ऑपरेशन you have to perform are in between C2 and C3. Same method we are applying in case of row transformation also. Well, 5, तो 5 में से 5 को ही सब्ट्रैक्ट करना पड़ेगा, तो यहाँ पे 5 लाने के लिए हमें C2 को 5 से मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा because here 1 is there and if you are multiplying to it by 5 we will get 5 and later on take it subtraction. So 5 minus 5 here we will get what? 0. So let us perform this operation on C3. So A inverse, keep it as it is because in case of column transformation prefactor remains constant. Since our operation is on C3, so keep element of C1 as it is and element of C2 also as it is. So perform this operation very carefully on what? C3. So we are using corresponding element of C2, multiply to C2 by what? -5. यहाँ पे 0 होने की वजह से यहाँ पे कुछ भी चेंज नहीं होगा। चलो -5 से मल्टीप्लाई करो, here will get -5, -5 plus 5 will become what? 0 and multiply here by -5. -5 into 1 is -5, -5 plus 6 will be equal to 1. On this side also perform the same operation. So keep element of C1 and C2 as it is, as there is no operation on C1 and C2. Perform the operation on C3, use the corresponding element of C2. तो C2 में ये दो जगह पे 0 है तो यहाँ दो जगह पे कुछ भी चेंज नहीं होने वाला, तो ये 1 और 2 as it is रहेंगे. So multiply here by -5. So here we'll get -5 plus 0 will be equal to what? -5. Getting it? Now here only the remaining part is to get 0 here. So to get 0 here, our operation is on C2. C2 minus C3. If we are performing this operation, this element will become what? 0. Parallelly, using this one, we are able to convert this element also into 0. So our operation is on C1. Parallelly, I am performing this operation also on C1. तो C1 में -3 है. -3 को किस में कन्वर्ट करना है? 0 में. तो उसमें 3 ऐड करना पड़ेगा. So better we use corresponding element of what? C3. Don't use the corresponding element of C2 क्योंकि ये 1 ये 0 को डिस्टर्ब कर सकता है और यहाँ पे 2 0 है तो ये यहाँ पे 2 0 है तो ये 2 एलिमेंट चेंज नहीं होंगे. So that's why we are using corresponding element of C3. Multiply here by 3. So we will get 3 and 3 minus 3 means we have to take addition here. So our operations are on C1 also and C3 also. First we are performing the operation on C1. At that time we are using corresponding element of C3, multiply to C3 by what? 3. चलो 3 से मल्टी, यहाँ 0 होने की वजह से ये दो एलिमेंट चेंज ही नहीं होने वाले, तो यहाँ पे 3 से मल्टीप्लाई करो, 3 minus 3 will become 0. Perform the same operation on this side also on C1. So we are using corresponding element of C3. Multiply to C3 by 3. So 3 into 1 is 3, 3 plus 0 is 3. Multiply by 3. 3 into minus 5 is minus 15. Minus 15 plus 0 is minus 15. Multiply by 3, we will get 6. And 6 minus 1 will be equal to 5. In this way, on both sides, we have performed the operation on C1. Now perform this operation on C2, that is C2 minus C3. 0 minus 0 is 0, 1 minus 0 is 1, and 1 minus 1 will be equal to 0. There is no operation on C3, so keep the element of C3 as it is. Perform the same operation on C2 on this side also. C2 minus C3. 0 minus 1 will be equal to minus 1. 1 minus minus means plus 5. 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. And 0 minus 2 will be equals to minus 2. Keep the element of C3 as it is. So here we can observe that this matrix becomes identity. And identity into A inverse will be equals to what? A inverse. And on this side, whatever may be the new matrices we have got here is our required inverse of this matrix. So in this way, we have got the inverse of a matrix applying what? Column transformation. In this way, we have completed this exercise. In the next video, we are starting miscellaneous exercise, first miscellaneous exercise of this chapter. If you are new on my channel, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon. And if you like the videos, please share these videos with your needy friends also. So thank you.